Here we are within the nature of the garden. Let's find out what are the parts of this beautiful bliss.
So there, the female duck along with its resting brood within the serene nature. All good on the pier. Let's find out.
Here we go. The garden of Indivincible parts, as transcribed from the project group handwritten 12 years ago. Let's find out what it is so foreign and so humble about the journey in this chapter. The garden comes alive, not as a place of quiet cultivation alone, but as a mirror of the restless human spirit. Its pathways wind between discipline and desire. Its flowers bloom for lovers who drape it in their fragile freedoms. And its soil holds the secrets of a mistress who whispers to its hidden corners. Yet for all their care, the garden remains foreign, refusing to belong entirely to its creators, or even to its most devoted quests. Through the lens of dancers, lovers, mistresses, and travelers, the garden reveals itself not as a single vision, but as an endless experiment, a scattered plan. Those who humble themselves before its quiet assemblies, who endure the laughter of neighbors and the irreverence of strangers, may find in its seeming chaos the soft success of something far greater. The affirmation that life's most delicate melodies are composed not by force, but by surrender. Here, I reflect on this paradox, the tension between tending and letting go, and charts his own quiet journey through the garden's foreignness towards a humble, wordless understanding. This is how someone would introduce the chapter 5, called as work name The Garden of Indivincible Parts. And as I previously introduced, the handwritten poems and poesy, how something that was written almost as a timeless piece already 12 years ago is now being transcribed and translated into English. So this is a glimpse to the themes, and I'm going to read another poem from this chapter, from the end of chapter 5. So, this is from the page 5 of chapter 5. The page 5 of chapter 5 that already in its first line mentions the garden. An allusion borrowed from the garden. An allusion borrowed from the garden. Yet alien to the garden's creators. One must devote a whole year to the everyday discipline of tending. A quiet trust awaits. It is necessary to set the tone for a resilient melody of life. In the dancer's fleeting quests, a ray settles itself. Between lovers testing the measure. More often they simply use each other in the name of freedom. And so their passage through alienation translates into a shared daily and brittle poetry. In equal partition, they express the motivations of human tendencies and the reason of a small endeavor. Suddenly, in them, a very polite uprising is born. The lovers drape the most delicate sensibilities of the garden, its foreignness, just between themselves and the garden's creators. Heat never comes. They are the essence that never reconciles. The gulf between them and the foreignness is affirmed. And those who come to uprise the garden merely linger in curiosity and take their notes. Even though they had marked a wondrous day, clinging softly by the riverbank. Then they departed together with 3 young women, 3 young women, in parentheses, who always tied themselves to the worries of men, to their anxieties. And in this, new men will be born. Love's demands between the contrasts of village and city grow stronger. In what stride the mistress holds fast, persuaded by her own small success, by her sanitary niche, by her singular enterprise, at the heart of its all. Thank you for listening and watching. This was poesy handwritten 12 years ago in Cyrillics, and now I've been transcribing the original pages of the poems in English. And I feel like time is going and paced forwards from the beginning of spring towards the summer, as it's already July, and there were some notes and dates in the poems that began in the spring, and I almost feel like the time when I have transcribed and translated the original poems, it is flowing forwards by the same pace as the spring has gone forwards, and now it is the summer. So I originally have written these poems 2 or 3 pages at a time, usually 2 pages a day, possibly a few days a week. And now, luckily and fortunately, the original diary poesy books were saved, and now we are enjoying all that goodness, all that timeless poetry that feels so relevant even today that I find it amusing to be translating this over a decade forwards in time, for all ages and times to come. Up. And here we got a company. The ducks are still resting at the pier, but here, behind the reeds, a mute swan joined by that throat voice. Let it bode well to the future of the family that is nesting on the shore of the lake, somewhere there, behind the reeds.
we see a great crested grape resting at its nest.